Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I have this burgundy reddish dark bold lip, but then paired with some bold eyes, and I've got all the Indian jewelry, Bollywood jewelry going on. I love creating looks like this for you guys, and I wanted to pair a look that really went with this jewelry. So I knew I wanted to do a dark lip, and then I've got these copper glittery eyes. I'm hoping that you guys are gonna love it, and I love it anyway nonetheless, and I can't wait to get these heavy earrings off. But let me know what you think of this look down below. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on my social handles, which will also be down below, and make sure that you also subscribe. If you want to see how I created this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Let's do brows first. I'm going to start off just with a bare face, and then I'm going to be using MAC's eyebrow pencil in Spiked. This is just the thin pencil that you've got to twist up. I really like it because you can do really small hair strokes with it. So we're just going to be filling in our brows, the majority of our brows, with thin hair strokes and just getting more of a natural feel to the brows today until we are happy with them. Now that the brows are on, I've tried to go a little bit thinner because I got slated a little bit in my last video. You guys said that my brows were too thick and they were taken over, so we've gone a little bit thinner. I'm just going to set my brows in place now with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the clear brow gel, just to set them in place. I like them to have a little bit of texture as well, and I like the hair to go up a little bit, so I'm just going to brush this through. Now I'm going to carve out my brows. I like to do this just to create a clean canvas, and priming the eyelid as well, just for eyeshadow application. I'm going to be using the Kevyn aucoin. This is a Sensual Skin Enhancer. I love using this because it's super pigmented and it's really creamy, so it's just going to take to the pigment really well as well. So I'm going to use this just on a flat angle brush to carve out my brows and to prime my eyelids in place. I'm then just going to use quite a dense fluffy brush just to buff this concealer out because we don't want any harsh lines. Now I'm going to go into my Revolution Pro palette. This is the Regeneration Trans Mischief Matte palette. I love it because it's got all of these matte shades, which I absolutely love, but they're all colour, and I don't actually have anything like this. So this is the first time I'm going to be using this palette. I'm going to go into the shade Upper Hand, which is this dark, kind of warmish brown right at the bottom, and I'm going to pack this into my crease. I'm going to just keep packing the colour until I've got loads and loads of pigment and that concealer has soaked up that pigment. Now that that colour's on, I know it looks messy and I know I look crazy, but we're going to go back into that same eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take a mixture of New Day and Daydream, the yellow and the orange, mix them bad boys together because this is going to be the colour that we blow this transition colour out with, so we want it quite soft. And I'm just going to use a smaller blending brush and just start blending the edges with the colour, just to give it a really nice kind of smoke up towards the brow bone. Now this step is completely optional. I'm happy with the blend, but I want the crease to be just a tiny little bit darker. So I'm going to go into my Naked Urban Decay Heat palette, and I'm going to take the shade Ashes, just a touch of that with the same brush that we did the crease with, and I'm just going to run that into my crease just to add a little bit more depth and dimension to the eyes. Then just blend that darker colour out. Now going back into my Urban Decay palette, I'm going to take the shades Dirty Talk and Scorched. They're the metallic coppery shades. I'm going to take these on a flat wet brush, and I'm just going to apply this to the lid in the centre of the eye. Just patting this colour on so we get a little bit of that kind of frostiness, satin, shimmer feel to the lids. Once that metallic shade's on, I don't actually like any kind of I'm not a big fan of cut creases or anything that's really harsh. So I'm just going to soften out the crease colour so this metallic shade just kind of smokes out into the crease. Now I am going to be adding a little bit of glitter to this look because I feel like you can't do a Bollywood inspired look without a little bit of glitter. So I'm going to be using the Lit Cosmetics glitter in Oprah in the size number 3, and then the Impress Me glitter in the shade Rust. I'm going to mix these two glitters together, and with a fluffy brush I'm just going to pat them on, only onto the lid area where we've added the metallic copper, just to give us an extra bit of oomph in that area. Now that the glitter is safely on, let's just remove any fallout, because glitter is a bitch. When you're trying to work with it, it's so annoying, but it looks hella pretty. Let's move on to priming the skin. For this, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. And this has got little specks of glitter in, so it's going to make my foundation look really healthy and dewy, which is what I love. So I'm going to take a couple of pumps of this. Well, I'm going to squeeze the tube so I get a little bit out, and then I'm going to pop this all over the face. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Tarte. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation in the shade Tan Sand. I can't get enough of this foundation. I used it in my last tutorial, but I needed to use it again because it just makes the skin look absolutely flawless. So I'm just going to use a beauty blender and I'm going to pop this all over my skin. Now, because that shade comes up a tiny bit ashy on me on the darker areas, I'm going to use my MAC Face and Body in the shade C6, and I'm going to beauty blender this all over, more so on the outskirts of the face and down the neck, just to give us more of a bronzy, warm vibe. For concealer, I've been loving the Revolution. This is a supersize conceal and define in the shade C12. This is the perfect shade for me, and it is a really great dupe for the Too Faced sculpting concealer as well. I absolutely just love it, and I think it's a dupe for the Shape Tape by Tarte as well. So you're going to be saving a lot of money. I'm going to pop this underneath my eye area and around my mouth because I have pigmentation there, just to create a really nice blank canvas, and I'm going to buff it all out using a damp beauty blender. For highlighting the face, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Revolution's Conceal and Define in the shade C7 and just highlight the normal places of the skin. I'm going to be doing underneath the eyes and then just around the brow area and the forehead and just down the center of the face as well. Once I've done all of that, I'm just going to really gently and carefully blend this all out using a damp beauty blender. Once all the highlighting is done, I look a little bit crazy and a little bit too fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of cream bronzing. For this, I'm going to use the iconic London Pigment Stick in the shade of 5.1. First of all, I'm going to trace out all the areas that I want to contour / bronze, which would be like the temple areas, my cheekbones, my jawline, and a little bit down my nose as well. And then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to slowly start blending this out so we can bronze up the skin, warm it up, but at the same time also contour a little bit and add definition to the face. Now we've got our base down, I'm going to go back into our Revolution Pro palette and go straight in with Upper Hand, which was the first transition colour that we used. I'm going to just smoke out my lower lash line with this. I'm just going to now give myself a little bit of wing using MAC's Brush Black. Just wing them out so they kind of look more sultry, and I want more of that feline shape to my eyes. So I'm going to do not a too big a wing, but not too small, just something in the middle and quite a sharp wing. So just draw the line as thin as possible, and then you can always thicken it as you go along. I want to add quite a pop-in inner corner highlighter. So for this, I'm actually going to be using an eyeshadow by Revolution. This one is in the shade Rebound, but it is one of their foiled shadows that I love, and when you use them wet with a little primer liquid that it comes with, they are insane. It's got a little flecks of glitter in it as well. This one is more of kind of like a champagne-y color, which is perfect for the inner corner highlighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of the liquid on, and then with a fluffy brush and a flat brush, like alternating between the two, I'm going to create an inner corner highlight. Now over top, just to make that pop, I'm going to be using Givenchy's, this is the Mystic Glow Powder in the shade Shimmer Pink. Just using it dry, I'm just going to pack a little bit of this over the top just to really make the inner corner highlighter pop. Let me quickly just pop on some mascara. I'm going to be using the Collection 2000. This is the Collection Lash Sage, the mascara that I absolutely really love, and it's really affordable. So I'm just going to coat my lashes just for preparation for falsies. I'm going to be popping a little bit of NYX's eye pencil. This is in Golden Bronze, just because I really want to play on that golden bronze metallic feel to the eyes. So we're just going to pop this in the waterline. I'm now going to set my under eyes. Now I have this new powder. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre. I don't know what that means, but it's in number 5 Satin Blanc, and it is just a loose powder with 4 different colours in it. So I'm going to mix all the different colours together, and I'm just going to set using this powder underneath my eyes using a fluffy brush. And I'm hoping it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, so I'm hoping that it's just going to make my under eyes and everything brighten up and just create a really nice flawless finish for me. I don't know if it's me, but it's not. It's definitely not. Givenchy products just smell so nice, like all the time. Every time I get PR from them, the box, the envelope, when I open it, just smells so nice. And I know that they're expensive, but it's such a luxury brand, and this has worked really nicely. Now I'm going to move in to bronzing the skin up, and I'm going to go back to my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Contour Palette. I love the shades in here, so I'm going to take a mix of a couple of the browns, I'm just going to use this to go over everywhere that we cream bronze, just to set that in place, but really create a really nice bronzy feel to the skin. Let me go ahead and add that Givenchy Shimmer Pink again to my brow bones, because I'm loving that inner corner highlight. Now before I finish the eyes, let me move on to the lip, because I'm going for quite a bold lip and I want to know if I need to do any more to the cheeks, the eyes, before I complete everything. So I'm going to be using, this is the Kryolan face liner, and it is more of like a burgundy red shade. I'll leave the shade name down below, but we are just going to line the lips with this. Now I've been loving overlining my lips recently, so I am just going to overline them a tad and then fill in the corners. I'm now going to fill my lips in with MAC's Carnivorous. This is more of a burgundy shade because I want the shade to be a little bit deeper. And now to bring a little bit more of that red back in through the center, I'm going to be using Charlotte Tilbury's. This is the Hollywood Lips in Screen Siren. I'm just going to pop a little bit in the center and then just buff it out to create more of that ombre look. Now I think I'm happy with the eyes as they are, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on some false lashes and then I'll be right back. Now that the lashes are on, these are Splendour and I got them from Boots, but I don't know the brand and I got them a while ago, but they're very similar to kind of like House of Lashes Iconics, just a thinner, narrower strip of them. I love them. I love the eyes with the lips. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes now, just to complete the eye look. Now let's move on to highlight. I'm of course going to go back into my Jeffree Star. This is the King Tut Skin Frost. And I just can't. I love it and I want to get my money's worth because it's expensive. So I'm going to take my Morphe M5 10 brush and I'm just going to pop this highlighter on the high points of my face, which are my cheekbones, and then also a little bit down the center of my face as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to spritz a little bit of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. This is the 4-in-1 setting mist, just all over to let all them powders settle into the face and set everything nicely. Let me just take my hair grips out. Let me just finish with a decay because I feel like I've done bindis quite a lot. And I think this one with the set looks really pretty. And that, guys, I suppose is it for this tutorial. I've been loving doing these Indian Bollywood makeup looks with my sets and then matching my sets to my makeup. I hope you are loving them too. Let me know down below. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is down below. I am loving this kind of burgundy lip paired with a copper eye, glittery eye, and then the whole jewelry. I just think it's very Indian. It's just really beautiful and princess-like. Let me know what you think of it down below anyway, and give it a thumbs up if you do like videos like this so I can create some more. And I love you guys so very much. I will see you in my next video. Mwah.